It's the weekend rip.
Oh my gosh.
Do I have Taiwanese food on my face? Or are you just happy to see me?
You got both, buddy. I'm happy to see you, and you got Taiwanese food on your face.
Oh, boy.
We
are back.
We're back. We're back in black, as they say.
A lot of people said we'd never be back.
A lot of the haters talked a lot of trash. They said they'll never come back.
They'll never come back.
And we're here to prove the haters wrong because we are back. And boy, I hate to say that I told myself so, but you did tell yourself so. And you should have shorted those SPX puts, but you didn't want to because the VIX was still so high. Sorry about the beeping.
Or if you're a beephead, you're welcome.
I didn't want to short it because the VIX was still very low and only going lower. And I just thought, man, oh man, I just can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. Even though I knew in my gut, it's COVID 2.0. I've been saying it since early May. Since May 1st, I was tweeting about it, and then I talked about it on this dang show.
But maybe there was you were also telling yourself no.
Well, I just was also just.
So you told yourself a lot of things.
I was just very busy, and we were traveling.
He's got a lot on his plate. He's got to watch Mission Impossible 5 tonight.
I'm watching Mission Impossible 5 tonight. It's going to be.
He's just got a lot on his plate.
It's going to be a cozy night because I don't have a wife or children. So what do you do when you're just by yourself?
Watch Mission Impossible 5.
Watch Mission Impossible 5. Oh, so yeah, the last few weeks we've been.
Is there a love interest? No, forget it. Who cares?
In Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rebecca Ferguson.
Always the same one?
Yeah, she's.
And is a bad guy always like, I've got her again, Tom Cruise?
No, because she can fend for herself.
Oh.
She don't need no man.
Well, what's the point of even having
her?
her?
The deadly assassin.
You steal her.
She's got her own.
She never gets stolen.
But she's got her own motives, is the thing. Like in what was it? Not Rogue Nation, but the one about the nuclear bomb. Fallout. She's got her own thing going.
Oh, cool.
And and Tom Cruise is like, what the heck are you doing?
Rebecca,
they're
going to steal you.
What are you doing?
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to do this impossible mission. Messing it up. Anyway, we've been all over the place. We were in New York for the Stocktwits, the Hashtag Awards, which was very
fun.
And then we were back, but then we went.
We had a great guest on.
We had a great guest
the Bear Cave, very fun. You should check out that episode if you're interested.
Man.
It was a very fun episode.
It was so good. And
very interesting. We're going to have him back on.
We're also going to have some big news soon with friend of the show, Jem Carson. He's
that's a little teaser.
Stay
for
tuned.
You. That's
stay
a little
tuned.
Why don't you just stay tuned?
That's all we can say.
Yeah,
stay tuned.
We actually can't say anything else.
And then then we were in Austin, Texas, and now we're back. We're back here. So let's go over the numbers, shall we? The Qs, shocking. They're up 2.87% to round out the week. The SPY 2.16%. Bitcoin pretty much flat on the week, and the VIX Vapo Rub down 11.25%.
I feel like they gotta come up with a new way to tracking the daily Bitcoin it's just like it just moves so much that it just doesn't make much sense.
Aren't you gonna ask me what's wrong?
What's wrong?
I mean, aren't you gonna ask?
What's wrong?
Yeah. There's a reason why they call them hedges. Because they're just a hedge. After all, it's meant to protect your upside, but it still hurts when you lose on hedges. And I did the math. Beep, boop, beep. Calculating.
You crunched the numbers?
Crunched the numbers, and I'm down $100,000 on my hedges. And it just pisses me off.
You should be up, dude.
Because I knew this whole
Wait, don't bang.
effing move. He's telling me not to bang the table, folks. So I'm not going to bang the table, even though I want to. I want to destroy this table. I want to go Hulk Hogan mode on this crap. I'm just ticked off because it's so infuriating when I'd been so in tune with the markets. I'd been for the last several months.
You've become one with the markets.
I had become one. I was like Bruce Lee and doing karate or whatever the hell he did. What was his thing? Karate? Kung Fu?
I'm not a big Bruce Lee guy.
Man. Jiu-jitsu? Nobody knows.
But
Nobody knows what he did.
You're like Ralph Macchio.
Yeah. I was waxing on,
waxing off.
but then waxing off. And I was really, really in tune, riding the wave. And then 3 weeks ago or so, I just I felt it coming. I was like, I'm gonna decouple from the market here because I was like, time to get short again, time to buy some puts. And even though my gut was like, actually, we're probably just gonna keep going because that's the thing that will piss you off the most.
Well, that's a good. Donald actually just asked in the chat, do you think it's going to make a new high?
Yes, I think absolutely. From here, we are going to go sideways, up, sideways, up, sideways, 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 up. It is, and it's. I'm already seeing the tweets, just like I called it. It's like COVID all over again, and people are now saying sharpest rally since COVID, sharpest rally, one of the sharpest, quickest recoveries of all time. Yeah, that's how it works. And
yes, but this one is so much weirder because it's just watching.
No, it's not. It's just the same song.
Yes, but it's manufactured at the very least.
Yeah,
it's like they were not hit with some kind of sudden global catastrophe that they had to deal with.
Who?
Like, but Trump created this whole problem, and then it was like, well, look, I backed off it all.
It's just the same thing of, everybody kind of goes into just this, what is it? It's this incomprehensible, incalculable thing of how far reaching is the damage going to be? What's GDP going to look like months and months out? So the market
But also, don't you think it would have been much different to that, where like, had Trump said, I'm just going full steam ahead, it wouldn't have recovered in this way.
Probably not. Yeah.
No.
But it's still just at this point.
So you're really at the whim of a madman.
Yeah. And there's also the insider trading that's obviously going on to contend with. That's equally infuriating.
We just got to get inside, I think, is the real.
Yeah. We got to kidnap Baron Trump. What did I say? Anyway. So crypto is also absolutely taken off this week. Shout out to the new Stocktwits experience and our friends at Grayscale for supporting the show today. You can go over to Stocktwits and you can I checked it out today. It's really, really cool. You can toggle it over to Cryptotwits or you can go to cryptotwits.xyz to check out the new crypto native experience on the platform. It's really, really cool. Oh, man, look at that. That is sharp.
Look at that.
They got that yellow. There's APLD, another one that I sold last week because I'm a grade A moron. Trying not to cuss. Trying not to slam on the desk.
Ben, don't do this to yourself. You're the number one trader in the world.
I am the number one trader in
You're
the world.
the number one trader in the world.
I have been crushing it otherwise on a lot of things. So it's really fun. Boy, oh boy. Man, oh man. Lots of stuff going on in crypto this week. Let's talk about Coinbase.
Let's talk about Coinbase.
Your boy was long Coinbase, all right? I had some 220 strike calls. And then, to my sheer utter joy and amazement, I get the news, as did everybody, that they're getting added to the S&P 500.
Congrats to
Standard & Poor's.
Brian Armstrong and all the boys at Coinbase.
Yeah, huge shout out to them. But it was a bit of a mixed bag there because overseas employees international employees at Coinbase were apparently selling customer information on the black market. And Brian Armstrong, he'd be doing this because his arm is strong. He put out a video. So let's take a quick gander at that. He's ticked off, man. I mean, boy, oh boy. I don't want to be those. I don't want to be on the receiving end of Mr. Baldy here.
Hey everyone. I want to make you aware of a disturbing email that we received recently at Coinbase. It was a ransom note demanding $20 million in Bitcoin in exchange for these attackers not releasing some information they claim to have obtained on our customers. Now, we like to do things transparently here at Coinbase, and so I'm going to respond publicly to these attackers by saying no. We are not going to pay your ransom. In fact, I have a few next steps in mind that I'm going to share at the end of this video. But for the rest of you watching, wondering what happened, we did an investigation here, and these attackers have been approaching our overseas customer support agents, looking for a weak link, someone who would accept a bribe in exchange for sharing some customer information with them. Now, our support tools have limited access to customer information. There was no passwords or private keys or funds accessed as part of this. But customer support agents do have access to personal information like name, date of birth, address, etc. And attackers still want access to this information because it allows them to conduct social engineering attacks where they can call our customers, impersonating Coinbase customer support, and try to trick them into sending their funds to the attacker. Now, unfortunately, they were able to find
How fun would it be if he was like, no, and here's what, but their ransom was that they had a video of him like, he's naked wearing a leash and getting walked around like a dog or something.
Well,
we're not going to do that, but I am going to play you the video they have right here.
Remember when Jeff Bezos did that with the sexting thing?
Yeah, exactly.
And he called her Alive Girl?
Here
it
you
was
go.
Such a rom-com thing. I love you, Alive Girl.
I love you, Alive Girl.
And you look at her and she's just like a damn looking plastic surgery fish.
He does like that.
He really, man, he's a product of his time. I think in the 80s and 90s when you had a lot of plastic
he wants
surgery.
A classic,
yeah,
classic 80s babe.
Classic 80s babe. So
classic 80s alive babe.
Yeah, Brian Armstrong, good for him for not kowtowing to the demands of terrorists, crypto terrorists, if you will. But buddy, hold the camera like up. I don't know what he's doing. This like,
I'm so curious what the bribe is. I'm so curious how much they're offering.
Well, it was offering the employees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was an employee, I'd be tempted.
Yeah, I would. I'd be tempted by the fruit of another.
Or I'd be sending an email to Brian Armstrong. Hey, you might want to start paying us more.
Just letting you know, they're making us a pretty sweet offer.
These bribes are pretty sweet.
Yeah. So then the SEC had an investigation on Coinbase about them over-reporting their user base. And Stocktwits sentiment, which is a good tell, has been extremely bullish. And let's see actually how it rounded out the week. I think the squeeze continued. Yeah, it certainly did. It on really, really, I want to say record volume today too. No, not quite. Actually, maybe. Not quite. Just about record volume. Wow. The inclusion of the, I think Discover Card got kicked out. DFS.
Oh.
And yeah. Tragic.
Poor guys.
Yeah, I have been trading Coinbase. That was a nice one for me this week. And I am ticked off because one that I'd been just losing on consistently. And then I had a nice gain this week. I sold it too early was First Solar. Ticker symbol FSLR. I had the 140 strike calls. And sure enough, it went all the way up to 200, and I sold them. I sold them on Monday's pop to 156, and I thought, oh, great, nice trade, pat on the back, and then it just kept going. So, in addition to me losing so much on my hedges, it's just
you're leaving money on the table.
Trading is so fun sometimes. Trading, and I picked a hell of a week to quit Zins too.
Just get back in on there.
No.
Maybe that's what you need. You need to focus. You need to lock in.
Yeah. True. I see you tempted me, and he's got the 6 milli vanillis back there, and yeah, it's just not fun. Anyway, moving on. Crypto. There's a big trend recently. Public companies are not only just adding Bitcoin to their treasuries, but we're seeing a lot of altcoins like Ethereum and Solana getting added. There's been a couple
when you see Ethereum going up, you know things are good in crypto world.
Yeah. And I'm really upset that I haven't been trading these. I haven't been trading these crypto treasury.
I'm
stocks.
upset too.
Yeah.
I can't bring this Bitcoin down. All I'm doing is making money on this fucking thing.
Yeah. Good for you. I mean, good for you, brother. There's been some interesting developments from some of the people who were pumping Fartcoin, actually. They're now getting into what?
Just what a stupid thing we built here.
Oh, I know.
People who are pumping Fartcoin, actually.
These guys pumping Fartcoin.
Yeah.
The same cohort of Fartcoin enthusiasts are now are back, and they are, which tells you that it's risk on. We are in a risk on environment when the Fartcoin bulls are back, and they're pumping actual companies that are getting into not IPOing, but
offering their meme coin.
But offering their meme coins. So there's one called Dupe, which is a big one, and then there's one called something Buddy, Smart Buddy, or something like that. What's it called? Creator Buddy is another one, and then there's another.
This is going to be a real mess.
Oh, I know. And then there's another coin called Startup Coin that they're all pumping.
We also on our I don't know if it was our main episode or a bonus episode, but we were looking into one of them because you were talking about dupe coin, and we had such a difficult time just even finding the right dupe coin. This is all so,
which is to me a good thing. That means that they're not necessarily going out there and just relentlessly pumping their own coin. They're focusing on the business. The
yes,
actual
but
business, the core business.
Just make sure you don't buy Duck dupe coin.
Yeah, that was the one that we found.
It's just all very silly.
So there's this other one called this is an actual ticker on the U.S. markets. DeFi Development Corp, formerly known as Janover Inc., founded by Blake Janover. They got commandeered by activist investors and turned it into a Solana bank. So they basically this company. What's their ticker symbol? Janover? Oh God, what is it? What was it? DeFi Development Corp. Yeah, DFDV. DFDV. This thing. Oh my God, brother, you're not gonna believe this. It shot from $5 to $157 over the last couple. Look at this thing. Look at that. Look at that effing move, man. Good Lord Almighty! But on anemic volume. I mean, only 383,000 shares traded today. So, really, really, really risky stuff. But they're trying to do a Michael strategy.
Do we want to watch?
Yeah, let's play a little clip of the weird Blake Janover guy. Can we not do that?
No, they're gonna bring it up.
All right, let's do it. During videos, we will be muted.
Why did you choose Janover specifically? As I mentioned, previously software company focused on commercial real estate financing.
Yeah. Well, actually, the reason we chose Janover in the first place didn't have anything to do with what the business actually did. Though we have come to know it better and appreciate it and think that it's a interesting business with a long-term growth potential and very good Q4 performance. But what drew us in the first place was the high insider ownership. Blake Janover, the previous CEO and the founder of the company, who has joined as chief commercial officer and remains on the board of the company, held over 50% of the common stock of the company.
You can't argue with is this guy's just brimming with personality. He's absolutely magnetic. Everybody's talking about the energy that he brings to this new company's endeavor.
It is always funny when they, you watch any kind of TV show and they have all these guys with so much charisma, and they go on these shows and they are like, hey, we're going to be the future of. But then you just watch the real. You know who got it right? Silicon Valley. They just really let everyone be an absolute fucking freak or nerd, and they nailed it.
This guy's with his gaming headset on. Just
the reason why we picked Janover is because we thought that the high level of insider ownership was a good thing.
God, dude, get someone else. If
Honestly,
you're trying to succeed in this industry, you got to get someone. Heck, man, pay me. I'll
pay Ben
I'll
to
sell
do it.
my soul.
He'll put a headset on.
I'll put a headset on. Jesus God. So yeah, apparently they've got a plan to transform this into a crypto-focused holding company, explicitly aiming to become the MicroStrategy of Solana. We'll see how that turns out. Good Lord. To fund this ambitious pivot, Janover raised $42 million in new capital. The company issued convertible promissory notes and warrants in a private funding round that closed in early April. Several major crypto firms participated. Pantera Capital, as he said, Kraken's parent company, and Arrington Capital were named as investors. Oh, geez, man. So, I mean, the stock's absolutely on a tear, so good for them. They're doing it right.
Hey, we're happy for you.
We're happy for you. Oh, Jesus, man.
Michael Saylor sends his regards.
Yeah. There's another one. There's another Solana treasury play. UPXI is the ticker symbol. Let me pull
We're going
that
to turn
up.
this show into a Solana holding company.
UPXI, maybe I ought to buy some of that. UPEXI. They are classified on stock charts as a healthcare and pharmaceuticals company. It's all the way at the bottom of all that stuff. Keep going. It's down, down, down. No, on the outline.
This is
Sorry.
very funny.
On the outline. Keep going on the outline. There we are. And then there's another one called Adentax Group. ATXG. They say they've got 800 million in Bitcoin and some official Trump coin. Wait, but they've got a $4 million market cap? I got to buy some of that then. Maybe. Yeah, oh yeah, that's crap to me. That's total crap. They traded a paltry 1.567 million shares today, and they're trading at 61 cents. So maybe they're full of crap that they've got $800 million in Bitcoin. That doesn't track to me. Maybe something is going on there. Or maybe the market doesn't know that they are a huge. I gotta look into that. Now I'm enticed.
On a Dentax?
Yeah, because you never know. It might be one of those ones that just explodes one day. There's Bitcoin. If you go to bitcointreasuries.net, if you're curious, you can look at all the companies holding Bitcoin in their treasuries. So yeah, I'll leave you guys to do that. There's a lot of them out there. Number one, I think, is Mara outside of MicroStrategy, and then you got XXI, whatever the hell. Oh, CEP, that was one that was running recently. And I think they might be associated with Cancer Equity Partners. They might be associated with the Trump administration.
Do we have any surprises? Tesla's pretty high up.
Yeah.
Coinbase, obviously. Block.
CleanSpark. Oh, I forgot about CleanSpark. Yeah, CLSK. Their chart looks pretty good. Actually, I might have to take a look at this website.
Are you familiar with BitFuFu?
BitFuFu? What's
Yeah.
their ticker symbol?
Fufu.
Fufu? No. Is that FUFU? No. Wow. I'm not familiar with BitFuFu. But it might be time. I'm curious if it's time to start buying up a bunch of these dumb little Bitcoin
Holding companies,
like these alt Bitcoin. Because I remember years ago.
I mean, there's so many.
I mean, if you zoom out and look at like Riot Blockchain and you look at Mara, they've had a history of running. Like back in 2020, at the end of 2020, Riot ran all the way to $78 a share.
Jesus.
And it's currently $9.15.
I like that all of them who just put Bit in their name. I mean, there's obviously Bitcoin Group, but then you got BitFuFu, BitDeer Technologies, Bitfarms.
Bit and Emil show, anybody?
That's pretty good.
Bit and Emil show.
Bit Digital.
Bit and ETH show instead of Ben and Emil show.
Bit and ETH show. That's pretty good.
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
Rumble Inc.
Yeah, Rumble has some. Ticker symbol Rum. They are, that stock is shockingly doing decently.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a lot of stuff going on. We've got Van Eck. Van Eck is securitizing, tokenizing treasuries, whatever that means.
Ooh, your favorite Reddit is holding a little.
Reddit has some, yeah. Robinhood announced that they bought a crypto exchange based in Canada. Kraken has introduced trading equities, so that's an interesting one that you don't often see.
Right.
Where a crypto
Going the other way.
Yeah, they're going the other way. What is this? Yeah.
First tokenized fund.
Issued via Securitize. I mean, it's all just mumbo jumbo to me, but God bless America, right?
Hey, God bless him.
We also had eToro that just went public. There was a great interview with Katy Perry and Shai Balur. You guys can check that out on the Stocktwits YouTube channel. And yeah, everything's just been on a rip in the last 30 days. God, ETH is up 63%, Ripple is up 16%, Solana's up 33%, and Bitcoin up.
Dude, the ETH boys are eating good today.
ETH boys are eating
good. Hey, you guys were the laughingstock for a while.
Hey, gang, we're going to take a quick 30-second break here for a special message from our friends at Grayscale. So hit it.
Looking to add a Bitcoin fund to your portfolio? Do it with the Bitcoin Mini Fund from Grayscale, the lowest cost way to get exposure to Bitcoin in your investment account. Just search for fund ticker BTC wherever you invest. The Bitcoin Mini from Grayscale. Think crypto. Invest Grayscale.
Folks, we have breaking news. This is exciting.
Do we really?
Yes. Moody's has just cut the debt rating on the U.S. from AAA to pathetic AA1. AA1.
Not great.
That's really, really, really bad.
Yep.
It's happened before. It's
Yeah.
not going to mean anything. But after hours, the SPY is down 0.5%. That's substantial.
Oh, you don't like it anymore?
Yeah, Moody's has downgraded the government of the United States long-term issue rating from AA1 from AAA. Outlook changed to stable from negative. That's strange.
Okay.
This is a one-notch downgrade on our 21-notch rating scale. Reflects the increase over more than a decade in government debt and interest payment ratios to levels that are significantly higher than similarly rated sovereigns.
Would love to speak to the guy who came up with this rating system.
No,
Look,
he's Moody.
Look, guys,
I don't want to talk about
I'm thinking 21 notches. Okay.
That's like what I've always wanted to do this joke about the Scoville rating with peppers.
Mhm.
Was it made by a child? Because it's literally like measured in the millions. Johnny, how hot do you think that pepper is? It's like 1 million. It's like 1 million hot. Like put it on a scale of 1 to 100. You know,
Well-
you got pepper at the bottom,
I just think there's so much variation in the peppers. Maybe
but 1 million.
1 million's quite a bit.
You need that
I'm
many
with you on
damn
that.
units.
But 1 to 100 doesn't seem like quite enough.
Okay, 1 to 1,000.
Because there are peppers that have like nothing, and
Yeah.
then they have like a little smidge of heat, and then you
Yeah,
you got a jalapeno, which is like
habanero, Ghost Carolina
But I
Reaper,
do think
Ghost
just-
Butthole,
just
Cruncher.
stop rating them after the ones that are like the one that just like makes you not be able to talk for like 3 days. It's
Yeah.
like just okay, you don't need
Yeah.
to rate that one.
I could give that one 1 million.
I give that one a don't.
I give that one a
Don't
million.
do it.
I can do that for 1 million. So yeah, they've downgraded our debt, and you know what? I actually think this is probably just going to be more fuel to the upside. Even though we just had OPEX today, the S&P SPX options expiration was today or yesterday. I don't know, this morning, whatever. And then the VIX monthlies expire on Wednesday next week, and that usually, according to Jim Carson, that invites a little bit of a window of weakness because there aren't as many supportive options flows coming into the market, pushing us ever higher. And we do, since we did gap up this Monday from that China tariff news, it's possible that we could come back down and fill that gap. But I think that at this point, bears are so desperate for something to glom onto in terms of negative news that this isn't going to be enough. And it's just going to cause us to go right back to all-time highs.
Wow, you think even with this, nothing
This
can
is
stop
nothing.
us?
We've had a Moody's downgrade troubles before, and it didn't. I don't. It
You're gonna
didn't
have to
amount
see a couple more
anything.
notches on the 21 notch system.
Jesus, we're getting kicked down from the majors to minors. Oh, whatever.
Whatever.
Big deal.
So we'll just hit dingers in minor league. What do I
Yeah,
care?
we're one of those. We're one of those Puerto Rican guys who's way older than. Yeah, I'm 15. Ding, ding. I don't know what this. I don't know what this metaphor is.
I don't either.
So, anyway, what a difference a month makes, huh, folks? We had a poll on Stocktwits that flipped 63 to 33 about whether or not the U.S. will fall into a recession. That was a month ago, and the latest one. Let's compare these two, shall we? Can we pull those up? Here we go. Charlie Bilello tweeted on May 14th, will the U.S. economy, on April 8th, will the U.S. economy fall into a recession in 2025? And 66.9% of people said yes. Whereas now, as of just a couple days ago, 2 days ago, the majority say no. So, who knows?
Again, I have to point out, this just feels so different than like, when was it when everyone was calling for a recession? Was it like 2022? Everyone was talking. And, but it was this, this thing they couldn't figure out. We're coming out of COVID. We have all these supply chain constraints. We're dealing with all this bullshit and we have to figure it out. We're doing our best we can. This is just completely at the whim of like, yes, of course no one feels that way anymore because Trump said he's going to take his foot off the gas and be like, actually, I'm not doing that anymore.
Well,
But if he starts going out tomorrow and being like, you know what, I changed my mind. China pissed me off.
The big thing
I'm going to do it.
that everybody's going to have to start reconciling with is that inflation is still hot and bonds are still in the crapper. So interest rates are still high, and that might maybe be the thing that people start to focus on because nobody's talking about it for some reason.
Well, because that's Biden's economy.
That is Joe Biden's economy. Yeah.
And as soon as we get out of the Biden economy, we'll be fine.
Everything's going to be fine. So Michael Burry, actually, so all the 13G forms came out with all the hedge funds, and Michael Burry apparently sold everything except for Estee Lauder. His wife.
I did not know that's how you say it.
How did you think?
I thought you said Estee Lauder. That's probably wrong.
I think you might be
No,
right.
oh, I don't
have
know.
no idea.
Oh, okay.
Ticker symbol EL. His wife do be wearing that makeup, I guess. He must be like, damn, wife likes this? I'm going to buy it and hold it.
Damn, wife like?
Wife do like. So he looks like he's got a ton of NVIDIA puts, a ton of Alibaba puts. Wow, 48% of his portfolio is in NVIDIA puts. That's huge. And
the Big Bear is back.
Alibaba, Pinduoduo, JD. He's really betting against China. TCOM and Baidu.
Michael Burry, you're in the wrong era, pal. Never bet against China.
It's got to be so nerve-wracking to be a guy like that, and because everybody loves to squeeze a bear.
Famously, I mean, they made
All
a
right,
whole...
clip it. Fine. Everybody loves to squeeze a bear. Everybody loves to pat their tummy and give them a big kiss. But yeah, truly, if you come out and say that you're bearish on something, it's so easy for you to get squeezed out of your position. And for him to have to publicly make such proclamations via his positions has got to be really
putting him in a
nerve-wracking.
precarious situation.
Oh, yeah, big time. I'd be nervous as hell if I were him.
You're nervous as hell and you're not even him.
I'm not nervous because I have a lot of... I just put on another put spread today, which is probably stupid. I bought the 5,800 strike SPX puts for September and sold against them to bring my price basis down, cost basis, sold against them the 4,800. So, cool.
He's not nervous. He's cool as a cucumber.
I'm cool as a cucumber.
Everybody loves to squeeze a bear. Nobody better poke this bear.
No, poke me. Go ahead.
See what happens.
Poke me. See what happens. I'll go, ow, I'm ticklish. Oh, boy. So what else have we got, folks? Let's see. We've got, this is an interesting one. There's a massive divergence in the economic outlook based on your political affiliations. So that's unsurprising here. Apparently the Democrats... How do you read this chart? The expected change in prices during the next year. Democrats think that prices are going to go up.
So red is Republican, blue is Democrat.
Yes. So this is how people think prices are going to change. So Democrats apparently do not believe in Trump and think that prices are going to continue going up. And Republicans are, man, you might as well call them that river in Egypt because they are in denial.
Yes, but if you do look right here, it does look like
there's an uptick.
It's been a U-turn. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I am very curious to see if that translates, or just how that translates. If people, I mean, you have to. His base and supporters were really giving him a lot of benefit of the doubt on that crazy,
Benny and the D.
suicidal. Yeah, I mean, all those guys we were talking about, and not just that, but regular just voters were saying, hang on, let's see how this all plays out. And I have to believe that there was a lot of excitement on that talk about, like, I think some of them believed he was actually going to try to make a move for bringing back American manufacturing and all that kind of stuff.
Suddenly that doesn't matter.
Well, but I mean, you might see that number continue to tick up as people are like, wait, hang on a second. You said we were going to do all this stuff. What the hell was that tariff stuff about?
Yeah. And I thought the whole point was to to drop equity. It was such a confusing thing because it's like we got to bring equities down to make bonds more enticing so that interest rates go down so that we can refinance this debt and yada, yada, yada. It's all confusing.
I know. I kind of want to track that. I want to keep tracking that data point.
There's a great
interesting
quote here, a statement rather from Larry Summers. He said, whenever the commitment to the Liberation Day policies increases, markets go down. Whenever there's signs of backing off, markets go up. Wow, who would have thought? Larry Summers lauds Scott Bessent for reading market signals and backing off the disastrous China tariffs. He said it's good to blink when you make a mistake. That's quite nice, yeah. He didn't, on this recent trip to Saudi Arabia, Trump didn't talk about tariffs at all, and we got a pretty cool $2.5 trillion.
Trump said, I think I might be scaring the hose with the tariff talk. He showed up to Saudi Arabia.
He was scaring the hose with the tariff talk.
Everyone's like, yo, you're scaring the hose.
Dude, you're scaring him.
Come on.
Can you stop? And he's like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to.
I'm trying to get late on the Saudi Arabia trip.
So, yeah, we've got... and some people will trash talk this and bring up like Saudi Arabia's human rights violations and stuff, to which I say that's good and fine. That's valid criticism. But the fact that they're trying to come up in fix relations, hey, that's good. I think that that's constructive, right? It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag.
It's going to be hard,
but it's
going to
be tough.
I mean,
MBS.
MBS. We don't have to get into
we're not going to get into that, but
for the record, I think it's perfectly fine to call it Saudi Arabia's human rights record.
Of course, it's a good step in the right direction. I applaud it. Hey, we're making progress. We're making inroads to stuff, and they said that they're going to collectively, I think, between Qatar and Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, we've got a collective $2.5 trillion coming into our coffers. I hope I get some of that.
I do hope we get some of that.
If you were an Instagram model, would you take the invitation from a Saudi oil magnate to go party over there?
No.
Yeah. Lisa Su was there, the AMD CEO. Jensen Huang was there. Everybody was there except for us. We didn't get the invite.
Larry Fink,
of course.
Did he bring his moron son?
I don't know. Wow, look at that. Everybody's having a good time over there.
Trump was quite taken with the opulence.
Oh yeah, I mean it's as opulent as it gets over there.
But he couldn't stop talking about it.
Look at the gold. I love all the gold.
He really,
I love it.
He was like a oil money, like a Gulf oil money guy in a past life or something. That's his taste.
Probably.
Like gold toilets, gold.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all seen the before and after of the White House.
I mean,
It's got a lot more gold up now.
The most opulent toilet I ever made into was black, and that felt really opulent. I was like, damn, I know I'm in a rich guy's house because this toilet is black.
You know I ain't leaving streaks on this thing.
I always hated the ones with the fur, the carpeted, the padded seat. I'm like, that's insane. What's gonna happen when piss gets on that? Gonna soak right in.
Sorry, folks, we got him started on toilets. I didn't mean to.
All right, the other
I
big
didn't mean
news.
to do that.
Okay, so man, oh man, huge. I don't know how we put it this far down in the thing. United Healthcare. Have you seen the chart on this thing?
Yeah,
It has absolutely
someone sent me a thing this morning
plummeted.
about.
Man, oh man, folks.
Apparently, someone got in with some real insider trading moves.
I didn't see. I'm sure that there were options flows that were. Yeah, there were insider tradery, but it was a.
This was on May 13th. Someone placed a massive $25 million bet on United Health. $300 put options expiring September 19th, 2025. Soon after the news broke,
Someone cleaned up. Someone cleaned
and
up.
I guess he made $80 million in gains.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. I hope that they are. What's that word? Abscond? Is that when you?
Yeah, we hope they've absconded.
Yeah, I hope they abscond. Batman style in Batman Begins, where he goes and absconds with the Russian ballet onto his yacht to avoid talking to his crush. Anyway, yeah, there's someone out there who knows what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
So the CEO stepped down on Tuesday. Stepped down so hard that it probably twisted his dang ankle. This guy. That's how hard he stepped
busted
down.
the asphalt.
Busted it, and stock dropped 15%. But that wasn't enough, because then the Wall Street Journal reported that they were under criminal investigation for Medicare fraud, and the stock took another little tumble, down 14%.
Did it come out why the CEO stepped down? I feel like it was kind of
He was scared
of another situation.
No, just I think it said personal reasons.
Yeah, which is pretty vague.
Yeah, pretty vague. But then they're probably because he doesn't want to be at the helm of this
Failing,
company as it's
sinking
going.
ship.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think that United Healthcare is going to be around for quite some time and that this is all just kind of nothing, hey, maybe this is a good opportunity to get in. I bought some just for a trade. I've got some common shares and I have some options because I think that this is a bit overblown. And this is quite the capitulative move. Excuse me. We've had.
You think Medicare fraud overblown?
Yeah.
Although with this administration, I don't know. It's so hard to say if anything.
This is some of the biggest volume that this stock has seen in well over. I'm zooming out. I have to zoom out to like 2010, 2009 just to get comparable. Oh my effing God. You know how much this stock was trading for in 2008, 2009? $13.
I mean, was that post-crash and everything?
That was around the crash, yeah.
Yeah.
So what you want to see is exactly, if you're long here, this is what you want to see. You want to see this big amounts of volume. It means that there's, for me as a trader, that's a tradable low. So I'm keeping, I don't know what's going to happen. There were some insider trades that took place. That's something you also want to see near a bottom. There were some directors, I think, who bought several $100,000 worth of the stock. But it's interesting. We'll see how that plays
I'm kind
out.
of pissed about it. I keep kicking. I mean, it's fine.
What?
Just because when everything was going down, I kept buying, and I was buying into my Roth IRA.
What?
Just like VT Sachs, just because I was like, it's going to come back up at some point. But I thought it was going to get way worse, so I was holding off on buying more, and I'm pissed. I literally was like, I'm going to get an even bigger discount.
Dude, I feel you so hard.
And
I'm so glad that you're finally participating in the market so that you can understand the pain and tumult of this.
Well, I mean, I always like buy a little on a dip, but I really thought it was going to get much worse.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're going to be pissed if you buy at this because there's going to be a better low.
Nope. It never does. It never comes. You always want it to come, and it never does. Just ask my ex-wife. So,
are you the one not coming in that situation?
No, she is. Or no, it could be me. I don't know. Nobody knows.
It sounds like maybe a neither situation.
Yeah, it's a neither situation, which is why we.
And
get
you're going.
divorced.
I didn't come either.
I didn't. Why are you looking?
I don't know what the big deal is.
The dog is in the room. It weirds me out. I told you this. It's weird that the dog is in here. Ugh, stop. Anyway, Apple also this week, some big news between Apple and Google. Apple is reporting there's a major drop in Google searches this week, putting into question Apple's $28 billion Google search deal it has with Safari. That should be interesting because I, for one, would like to see the downfall of Google. I'm spelling it out just in case they want to punish us somehow algorithmically. They do that.
I mean,
they're petty enough.
Have you seen the Apple stuff? Like apps are now changing rules with because I think it's an EU thing because they're not allowed.
EU. Somebody fart. EU. Ugh. Go on.
I mean, we even got one for if you have any kind of subscription-based stuff, the Patreon, they sent out an email. Thanks to a recent U.S. court ruling, Apple must now... oh, no, not the EU, the U.S. one. Apple must now allow apps to offer U.S.-based users checkout options outside of Apple's in-app purchase system, which includes the 30% Apple fee, something that was previously prohibited under Apple's App Store requirements. That's huge.
It is. I was going to say exciting, but it is huge. And exciting.
It's a really annoying thing for anyone who sells stuff through online apps. I mean, you have to. We direct a lot of people to web browsers because it's just such a
to avoid that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, just to put things into perspective, where Google is, if you think all this ChatGPT stuff and their search being threatened is overblown. I mean, Sundar Pichai, the CEO, said that comparing AI search. Is like comparing AI search to Google is like comparing TikTok to disrupting Google or YouTube, excuse me, in that it's like complementary kind of like it doesn't actually disrupt anything. They just added shorts and their numbers keep going up. But
it's also a very funny thing where it's
sketchy. Some of these shorts are getting like tens of millions of views and there's AI slop. It's like, what's going on there?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, but you're talking about a thing that's clearly changed your platform. You guys have had to adjust to it, and that's the same thing with search. And right now, the general sentiment is that you guys have ruined your product because you guys had a good thing, and now it's AI slop. And you ask it like, what year did JFK died, and it's like he's still alive in Massachusetts. You're like,
Yeah.
God damn it!
Well, maybe Google's right. Maybe
Yeah.
it knows something that we don't, and that he's alive in Massachusetts.
It just feels like a funny comparison.
Well, lastly, let's round it out with Tesla. Tesla, I did buy some Tesla last week, so that felt good. That was a good trade. Tesla's ripping, and
Dude, they
it's
are
up 40%
back.
this month, despite all of the bad news, despite the $800 million worth of Cybertrucks that have not even left the dealership lot. It's all priced in.
Dude, but
It's all priced in.
Robo taxis right around the corner. What is it? It's May 16th. June. I think they were targeting like middle of June. Austin's going to be full of cyber taxis in
It's not only that, but it's robots, man.
a month.
Citrini,
There's
friend
gonna
of
be
the
robots
show.
everywhere. They're going to be carrying your little. Austin is kind of. We were just in Austin. It was wild that they have Waymos everywhere. They have. We saw so many self-driving
Zooks.
We saw
A Volkswagen one?
VW vans that were
Yeah.
self-driving.
Yeah. Those poor cowboys. Won't they give them a break?
I
They
mean,
just got to test everything on damn poor cowboys.
You buckaroos better look both ways before crossing the
Yeah,
street.
man.
I mean, goddamn.
Can you imagine your horse getting clipped by one of those things? Your poor horse. All you're trying to do is make a living as a cowboy.
You're just trying to lasso a cowgirl,
Yeah.
and you get hit by a goddamn.
Yeah. That's not going to be a yeehaw for me.
No.
What's the opposite of yeehaw and cowboy?
Uh,
Shoot, shucks, darn,
Gosh darn it.
gosh darn it, gosh dang it.
Or what? That's gonna be a what in tarnation from me.
What in tarnation? Yeah.
If my girl gets hit by a cyber taxi, that's a what in tarnation.
Yeah. All right, folks. I think that's a good place to end it. It's good to be back. And yeah, I continue to. It's just as I predicted. The market's already bouncing a little bit. I think this is just going to be a little bit more fuel for more upside because nothing ever happens. We're probably only just going to flag here. I don't even think we're going to approach the gap from Monday. This gap from Monday, I predict, will not be filled until I don't know, September tops. I think it's just.
I mean, what do you
Again, it's just the move that will most piss me off. That's how I know that all-time highs are imminent, is I'm going, I don't want to fucking buy up here. I don't want to, but I also know that I shouldn't buy puts here because it's too obvious. The VIX is back well above. Look at where the VIX is. 17. VIX is back at 17, right where it was at the end of March. It's all gone. It's gone. That entire move, gone. Ergo, it's back to all-time highs.
Ergo?
What were you going to say? Sorry.
I lost it, but it's okay. I'm with you.
Risk on, Fartcoin up, Bitcoin up,
Ethereum up.
ETH up.
Things are crazy.
Everything's going to go up. I mean, I do like how MicroStrategy looks right here. I think it's got a nice little flag going. Yeah, that thing's probably, to the chagrin of many, a bear. That's probably going to let me look here. I think MicroStrategy has, dare I say it?
Do you
Do you
say
dare
it?
me to say it?
I dare you. I double dog dare you.
I think MicroStrategy's got 700 in the cards soon. I think that by
I can't believe you did
July,
it.
I think that by July it's easily going to be back at all-time highs.
I know I dared him, but I didn't think he'd do it.
Suck it, folks. What's their
Quite
market
frankly,
cap?
suck it.
Market cap. They're still only valued at $109 billion. I think it's entirely possible for them to be a $250 billion company with bitted coin doing what it's doing.
You heard it there,
Tom
folks.
Lee, of course, said, I think that Bitcoin
He talks like that.
That's me, Tom Lee, and I think that the Bitcoin is going to go even higher. He said that he predicted it's going to go to 1.5 million, I think, by 2030.
Tom Lee, you rascal.
What does that do? I mean, truly, when you think about Bitcoin being that high, we can't, as a capitalist society, possibly have that many billionaires, can we? What will that do to the value of the dollar?
I'm Bitcoin's latest billionaire, and I'll tell you what, join in like me, and you can be one too.
Like, if you've got 3 Bitcoin, you're a damn, what, are you set for life?
Now that I'm locked in, I have to encourage, because it's a Ponzi scheme, I have to encourage people to keep getting in because it drives mine up.
That's true. That is true. Kathy Wood even.
But I want to bring it down, so get out. If
Yeah.
you're a Bitcoin guy, get out.
I think that Bitcoin is actually very dangerous here, and I think that you're gonna
Yeah.
probably want to get out.
Everything's going up except Bitcoin.
Fartcoin. I'm not in it anymore. I don't know why I said that. I'm pissed off, man. I shouldn't have sold my fart coin. I sold it above $1. Great trade because I bought it at like 20 cents. I bought it back on the dip. God dang, man! I dipped right. I got my fingers right up in that butthole and I pulled out the fart.
I have a confession.
What?
I emailed the IRS and told them to look into your fart coin holdings.
Man, shut up. IRS isn't even listening. They're so understaffed. There's one guy out there smoking a cigarette on his cigarette break. He's like, I gotta go back in there and do more taxes.
They're the new air traffic controllers.
Yeah.
You gotta give me 45 days off.
Yeah, I got trauma from all these dang audits. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in, gang.
We love you.
So nice to be back.
It's good to be back.
Huge shout out to Grayscale. Huge shout out to you, the viewer.
Shout out to the viewer. Shout out to our babies.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Fix the dino eggs. We got Hot Latte in here. Michael,
Hot Latte made it.
Matthew M. Stevick. Donald, of course, is here. He's always in the chat. Man, yeah, got a lot of people in here. I'm an IRS agent, says Tyke Boy 16.
No,
I don't believe you. And if you are, no, you're not. So that's about that. I think that about does it for this week's.
We love you,
episode.
folks.
We love you so much. Thanks for tuning in.